After 3 attempts, the Huskers are still trying to get to bowl eligibility, sitting with 5 wins with 3 left to play. And now adding some help to the offensive coaching staff. What will it mean for Nebraska? And we'll head to the recruiting trail with Sean, all coming up next tonight on Big Red Wrap-Up. Welcome to Big Red Wrap-Up on Nebraska Public Media. Nebraska had another chance to get to bowl eligibility and fell just short, losing to UCLA. With me tonight, we're going to break it all down. Former Huskers Jay Moore and Damon Benning. The feeling coming off of that game, I mean, that's just another feeling where another close game, another loss that way, and another chance to get to bowl eligibility.
Yeah, just another, gut punch where you feel like this team has had plenty of opportunities here, whether it was last November or previous Novembers, and this is the most winnable game. I think we could all agree on that heading into this November schedule, that you had to win. You're favored by 7, and you don't get it done. That first half was about as bad of a first half as you can have offensively, defensively. You're able to take advantage of some UCLA discipline issues and get some points, but man, it was just very surprising how low the energy was. How poor the execution was. I just didn't foresee that. I thought this team was kind of over that issue, even with the Indiana performance. I thought that Ohio State kind of got them over this hump, kind of built some character, some toughness, some mental toughness. But obviously not the case. They're still trying to find themselves and see what they're trying to get accomplished in this season so far. So obviously very, very surprised with that performance on Saturday.
How much of that opening drive you think take out of the team? 13 minutes with the ball, you don't see that a lot.
No, and I think, it was interesting too, because, I watched UCLA, 6-7 times.
Yep.
And felt like I had a really good beat on them. That's why, I never was very confident about the outcome. I thought it was going to be a tough game just because I didn't like the way that UCLA was built in some areas, especially at the nose. They were very good up the middle. 2 good safeties, very good middle linebacker, really good nose. And the thing that surprised me that UCLA did early is they didn't win a ton early in the season versus man. Like they were just okay. And that first drive, couple of needle throws, you let tight ends get busy, couple of tough catches. I'm like, wow, Nebraska got turned a little bit with leverage on that little 7-in out cut, and I'm like, oh boy, like you're allowing this guy to get hot, and they hadn't been winning in their man-to-man matchups. So that first drive was tough, and you have 21 of the first 24 plays were ran by UCLA.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a recipe for disaster.
Certainly took a little bit out of the crowd as well. We want to know what you think about the whole thing. Lots to cover tonight. We can't do it without you. We have a phone standing by. We're ready for your calls. If you prefer, you can also email or text us. Send your questions to bigred@nebraskapublicmedia.org. We're also monitoring our social media accounts tonight as well. Send us your thoughts on Big Red Wrap-Up Facebook page or X account. We'll answer as many of the questions as we can. Time for our sideline survey. Last week we asked you, if the Big Ten was to expand, who'd you like to see join the conference? This is not a shock. 58% said Notre Dame. 22% the old Big 8 rival, Iowa State, and then Kansas with 12% as well. Not a surprise. This week's question, simple. How will Nebraska finish the season? Will they be 0-3, 1-2, 2-1, or 3-0? And right now, 38% of the people say 1-2. That gets them the bowl eligibility. 21% say 2-1, but 34% of the people say 0-3. It's not very positive overall.
They're not going 0-3.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But I think what gets people, and you know how this is, you feel so good coming off of Ohio State because Nebraska played so hard and they had the championship mentality. Then the way UCLA goes, because all we talked about was 2-5. I know all the stuff you said, Damon, it's true, but that 2-5 makes fans go, oh, easy one. You can never say that about a team in the Big Ten. I don't care who it is. Purdue, anybody. You can't go into a game thinking, oh, this is an easy one.
No, I never thought it was easy, but
no, I didn't either. I'm not fans.
And I think whether the point spread, how it opened, how it finished, you look at the statistics.
It was tight from the jump,
no,
though.
It was.
8 to 6, 6.5. I'm like,
Yep. It opened at 10.5 and dropped down like that.
But you look at the statistical, how they performed throughout the year. They weren't very good at running the football. -7 in the turnover category.
Couldn't stop the pass.
Yeah, they give up a ton of yards in the pass. So you think Nebraska can get them in some opportunities, but
two of those things, I'm dead set with you. couldn't run the ball, and they didn't turn you over.
Right.
Right? So I'm like, okay, but where they were good, and I went back and watched Penn State, which is where I kind of got a little spooked. I was like, oh boy. Allen and those guys couldn't get it going. He ended up going for like 113, but it was grimy. It was 28-13 in the fourth quarter against Indiana, and where I really was shook. I mean, get this. We talked to the people from UCLA. You know their schedule, right?
Yeah.
It's been tough. It was tough.
Yeah, they said Indiana was the best team that they played. So I was like, yeah, boy.
Yeah. They played LSU. Yeah.
Oregon, Penn
Yep,
State,
yep.
and I mean, it was a consensus. So I'm thinking, here we go, right?
Yeah.
Just didn't feel great.
Yeah.
I tried to talk myself into it because, I walked the field early and, all their staff had on coats.
That was a sweet looking outfit.
D.
But
Foster had on like the hood and then the coat.
Yeah.
At least and then he ditched the hood.
They look
right?
sharp.
But, it's like, I'm just thinking to myself, they're not really ready to play. No, they were ready.
What's the feeling, Dana Holgorsen bringing him in, another extra set of eyes? Now, obviously, he runs a different system. He has in the past, but he certainly can help with pass game.
Yeah, I think, we heard Matt Rule talk yesterday at the press conference and say, hey, a lot of coaches in the business, we're getting some extra eyes in here. We had heard, him visiting back in January, so we're not totally surprised with him being added to staff as an analyst. I think right now, it can't hurt. It can't hurt just to get some extra eyes, another voice, another opinion, just to help simplify things potentially, help be a little more efficient, help a little more wrinkles. Hey, did you ever think about doing this out of this set, or maybe we're in this kind of formation doing this, or just little things here and there. Doesn't have to be a lot. Listen, you have 3 games left. It's not like you can just go make wholesale changes in what you're doing schematically, either offensively or defensively. But it's just another set of eyes that can either say, hey, what you're doing in some of these things are good. Like, you can allude to that as well, but also say, hey, when you're struggling with this is what I see, why you're struggling. And it could be as simple as just little things. And I don't know exactly what those little things are, but it's just another voice, another set of eyes that can just get an extra pep in your step, have more energy, get a little more explosive. But I like the fact that, listen, Matt Rule's trying to get this team over the hump and there's no stones going left unturned right now to make this team better during this bye week.
I know everybody's a professional, DB, but you bring in this extra coach, and how do you handle that if you're Satterfield? They even bring in some defensive eyes to look too. How do you handle that? If you're Tony White, as a coach?
Yeah, so a couple things. Number one, you don't do this unless you know who you're dealing with. And Coach Rule knows exactly who Marcus Satterfield is. He knows the relationship he has. He knows the level of loyalty that he has. He knows the level of professionalism he has. And all those boxes Coach Satterfield checks. And so I think Coach Rule is very upfront and he's very honest. I go back and I listened to the press conference yesterday. He's ridiculously honest and he's ridiculously upfront. He intimated that a little bit of this was coming. With Coach Snow, I think it's a little different. I don't think he's there to necessarily look over Coach White's shoulder, although an extra set of eyes when you're that accomplished never hurts. What I think Coach Snow brings to the table is a voice that gives you a different set of eyes that can talk to. It's like, it would be like if I asked you to listen to a demo tape and I said, hey, what do you think? You could tell me some things and say some things to me that some other people probably couldn't say, and I'll receive it because I know it comes from a place of concern, care and love. That's what I think Coach Snow is. He trusts him. He's been around the block. He's very savvy. And here's the thing. Coach Rule has 3 characteristics, I think, that allow him to be the perfect guy for this job. He's competitive. He has tremendous self-awareness. And he's other-centered. If you have those 3 things, you give yourself a chance. I don't look at bringing in outside voices as a sign of weakness. It's the self-awareness that makes me confident. Because if I'm 85% good at something, I want your help to get me over the hump. But I have to learn to ask for help. So the minute I can ask for help, I feel pretty good. Hey, Jay, what are you seeing against this front, man? Help. Is this is this good?
Right.
Hey, when I say this day to day, my talent eval, I like that. It's not a sign of weakness. It's asking for help is a sign of
Yeah, I think in previous staffs, this would have never happened. I think there's way too many egos.
Because
and
in
big
the
egos
self-awareness.
in play, they don't want to admit that, hey, admitting to help sounds like a sign of weakness. It's
Right.
actually a sign of strength, in my opinion. It's like, hey, I'm trying some things, and I want to go to somewhere where I can't get this team. Help me get there. Like, help me achieve this task that I am struggling to achieve right now.
Yeah.
You know
what I'm saying?
the other little sneaky thing, now that you say that? It's modeled behavior. If I, as the CEO, can evaluate myself real time
Right.
and be critiqued, coaches, head coaches coach coordinators, coordinators coach position coaches, position coaches coach players. If I can hold myself accountable and where I can get better, you best believe I can tell any one of you guys how to do this. He said it yesterday in the press conference. Coaches, I hope you come along with me. Players, I hope you're in. But if not, make no mistake, I'll do what I have to get this thing working.
I'm not saying I can read your mind, but I can listen to you during the game and know what you're thinking. And there were a lot of times where Dylan had guys open.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just clicking.
Yeah.
Obviously, the big one was the Fedoni. That ended up being an interception. But what are you seeing from, I hate to say the word regression, but it's kind of like that right now since the beginning of the season.
Yeah, I don't, maybe he's chasing ghosts. Maybe there's not. So there's a couple things I don't know. I know what I see when I see it up top. All 22 and my vantage point looks beautiful, right? Check down. I see the skinny. They're running a little shallow underneath. He's got the bender. But what I don't know from Dylan is, does he have guys in his ear? Is it like, hey, give me a chance to win here. I'm your guy. Or is it, I just don't have great enough command of the concepts to know that I'm reading high-low or left to right or my flat defender. If play calling and play designs are about matchups, then he's going to play quarterback accordingly, right? So he's going to look for, we've designed this for this particular player as opposed to concepts. Hey, they're in too high. My middle of the field beater has got to be wide open.
Right.
You've seen cover two. Dallas Clark made a living splitting defenses.
Yeah.
Fedoni's clearly open, but if Barney's his guy, or that's the matchup where they can win, you could see where he's distracted. So I'm with you. Regression may be too strong of a word from a skill set standpoint. It could be a tutelage thing that we're seeing manifest itself in the play.
That was a Gronk shot on that one. That's how many times I've seen Gronk run.
Yeah,
down
they
the
just
field
split that
and
thing on the
catch
little
that.
bender,
He was-
right? And you guys are looking behind like, come on, man. You know that's a hole throw.
It's you get a good quarterback and you can put it where it's unguardable.
Yeah, it's really tough.
It's so hard.
What about defense? Because we mentioned it, the long drive, and then Nebraska goes 3 and out, then another long drive. What's going through your mind when that's happening?
Yeah, it's tough because the previous game, you held Ohio State was only successful in 1 third down.
1 for 10.
So obviously that was vastly different. Secondary wise wasn't their best. Communication, they had some, there just wasn't guys that seemed to be on the same page. Again, Nebraska's secondary continues to play with poor vision and poor eyes, and they're not trusting what they see. They get one call, they see something, and then they get so aggressive. I always, I love the John Wooden phrase, right? Be quick but never in a hurry.
Yep.
They seem to be in a hurry at times on the back end and not trust, and that's the communication. It doesn't take much now. It don't take much and when you're playing in this level of football to get gashed. So it's just a little off. I think the overall, they perform in the second half. 110 total yards in the second half. Like, give me that all day. They bounce back. But the way they started off, man, you got, and it's unfortunate with how this team is. This defense has to play so well. There's a lot of pressure on this defense.
Got to be perfect.
Yeah, and that's hard. That's a lot to ask out of your guys. But you see these plays, man. You can't have you got to make the tackle. You got to go make a play, but I get it because he's afraid of potentially hitting a quarterback, targeting all those things. But guys got to step up and make some plays, especially on this defense. And you have so many good players who played a ton of football, and it's just not consistent enough at times.
They weren't even good on first down. That's just it. They weren't great on first down. They were just converting on third.
Are you surprised at how the same concept can get them a couple of times? Because they just showed the little 7, the outcut to Gilmore that got Jeremiah Charles, which for whatever the reason we didn't see him much after that. I'd like to see him get an opportunity to play his way out of that. But then we saw later on in the only score they gave up, Gilmore did the same thing. to the field in a 2-by. He sells it hard inside.
Bullock turns his shoulders.
Well, in Buford,
Buford, excuse me. Yeah.
he uses inside leverage. You know this. You know the 7 is coming.
Yep.
He tightened down so he could use the whole field.
Right.
Like Gifford's your deep. You got help
Right.
inside,
Yeah,
and they did it to him twice.
you
I'm
gotta-
just thinking.
That's
Are
just
you
a
get-
simple thing of understanding where your help
want,
is.
but you want
Yeah.
guys to be watching while they're not in to say, okay, what are they trying to do to me here with this formation?
Yeah, let's check out the highlights. We'll see more of what Damon was talking about. We head to Memorial Stadium and a game that was it was a gloomy day, and it got gloomier as the game went on. But Nebraska gets started having the military coming out in front of them on the month where we have Veterans Day. And early on, it's one of the routes you're talking about, Damon. This is a perfect throw too. Let's give him credit for the throw.
Yeah, I'm a big leverage guy. He should have been on the top shoulder. Gift's got help inside. JJ needs to stay outside.
Nebraska steps up though. You get the stop, 3-0 after that long drive. Then Nebraska gets a nice run on first down. I kind of would like them to stick with the run game, but you know what? You got to mix it up, obviously. You have this play across the middle. Good play by the defensive back, getting his hand in there, knocking the ball away. And then it comes down to third down. UCLA still in the field. Nebraska can't. This is where Garbers takes off running, but that's not Raiola. He tries to make a play, ends up losing 2 yards. 3 plays, minus 2 yards on that drive.
Yeah, the stats will show a sack. Plenty of time to get rid of the football, though. Another missed tackle there. That's Jay's favorite.
Another one of those. Garbers. He moves so well in the pocket in that game. I was thinking NFL kind of pocket movement watching him. Look at just shift
How about
right
this
there.
ball right here?
Yeah.
He threw that down a hallway.
Yeah, and saw how he kind of
It looks
moved his
open
feet.
from our view.
Yeah.
From his, it's pretty skinny.
It's tight.
Now into the second quarter, same thing, throws across the middle, completes this pass, 15-yard penalty called for a face mask. Targeting gets reversed, which is good, so Gifford can stay in the game.
Do you know how long it took me to figure out that ball was caught?
Yeah. No, we were going back and forth.
Did you think the helmet that came off was
Yes,
the ball? Yeah.
yes.
This is Andy Reid's play right here. He ran that so much with the Eagles. Everybody else runs it now too, but it's a beautiful concept. And then Nebraska kind of gets going. I thought this was picked when he threw it.
Yeah, so he could have thrown, if he held it along the hash, he may have scored.
Yeah.
I've never seen a player run this far
He ran 20 yards to get to that ball.
horizontally
Yeah.
to go make a catch. It was incredible to see how much ground he covered.
You got to talk about what Barney's been. So Liab at a fullback, I love this. Giving the ball to Dowdell, gets inside the deep red zone, and then here's a touchdown run.
They love. Nebraska's been so successful running on the right side of the line this year.
That's
It's-
just duo, the kick, the split.
10-7, Nebraska's obviously still in the game. This is not a backbreaker, but it really, I think, disturbed Nebraska the rest of the game after he goes 57 yards. By the way, he went 48 the week before against Rutgers.
Yeah, I don't even know what to really tell you, except if I'm low hole, high hole, once you break pocket, go make a play.
3rd and 1, Nebraska makes another play, just like they did the week before, forces another field goal. Now you're sitting at 13-7, and you're right in it. And by the way, you have a chance to win the middle third here. You get the ball at the end, and you're going to get the beginning, but sack happens.
Yeah, that safety came from way off the
Way deep,
ball
yeah.
to get there. You got to think that thing's got to be out of there.
We talked about this earlier. First play of the second half, misses the throw. Fedoni's open, makes a great athletic play by the defender, though, to score.
Yeah, he's a good athlete. I mean, he runs track as well at UCLA. But yeah, you got to. Fedoni's there. This was a second read. You got to hit it. Might want to call it regression. Dylan's struggling to see the field and having a good feel with his offense right now.
20-7 at that point. Obviously, Nebraska's still in it. They go to the ground here. We're only going to show one run, but you had a couple back-to-back runs here.
It's a nice
where
cut.
Nebraska looked good. Then you go to the air. Good play here by Raiola again, making a throw across the middle. Ball gets knocked away, though, and lose it on downs. Goes back to UCLA and getting a sack. Nebraska did have a couple sacks on the day, but this play, Damon, Jay,
drove me crazy.
I wanted to yell in the press box.
Yeah, as did I. I mean, I'm a big Jamari guy. He's got to make that play from behind. And sometimes guys stay blocked thinking somebody else is going to make the play. Don't leave it to chance.
Got to hustle to the ball. There's the play you were talking about earlier with Buford turning the wrong way. They go back to the ground. Here's a play you're going to break down in the huddle, correct?
Yeah, a little power G scheme there. It was just well executed. Got 11 guys right there line of scrimmage. Obviously nowhere to run it, but really good execution, bringing Judy in as a fullback.
Another good run on that drive. Then they go to the air. Another excellent adjustment to the ball. Barney, man, to say he's a freshman, the things he's doing is incredible. And this is a perfect throw.
Yeah.
And feet in, too.
Yeah, that just shows you how he's just a talented player, right? He can make all the throws. You're just looking to see where the disconnect is.
Also shows you what Nair can do. And again, look at this. Just get feet down, get in bounds here, makes another play. That was one of 4 big explosive plays that Nebraska had through the air. They got to get more of those. And then a little trickeration. What do you think about this play?
I panicked real time. I'm not going to kid you. I could see it develop, and
Yeah.
they didn't break
That's a
clean
couple
open.
times they did. That was against the Illinois game. I tell you what, it's a lot of effort.
I panicked.
It's a lot of effort for not that much. High risk, low reward. in my
Nebraska,
opinion.
this play here, I don't understand. You got Bullock on one side and Carter, two guys you don't go to a lot. They're trying to run a pick, I think, on that side. It just fourth down play after a timeout.
I felt like Bullock was open.
I thought he was open too, but
you
I
have
thought-
to get it out of your hands,
Yeah.
especially with Booten to your left, which you can debate.
Here's what a lot of fans are frustrated about. So Nebraska's inside the 10-yard line here at the 9. It's about 6:37. Obviously, Dylan gets hurt here on this run, gets hit in his back. I've been hitting the kidney before like this, just whole body spasms.
I'm with you. I've been in the gym sparring, and you get these body shots right there, and you just kind of, it just gives
Your
out.
legs
on you.
just go away.
And you think you're good, and then
Yeah.
it can happen again.
Nebraska scores. Took 3 minutes to score there, but defense comes back on, gets another short yardage stop. It's what they've been
Heck
great
of
at
a
all
stop.
year. All year, gets a stop.
Bowed their necks when they had to.
This is 4th and 11, and we talk a lot about what Harbaugh did last year. That is a great throw.
Little
Confident, felt good.
Little in cut right
Then
there.
he uses his legs. I did get yelled at right here by somebody in the press box. I was yelling, run, run, run. And they say no cheering in the press box. Gets the first down here, continues the drive going on. And this is perfect. Little throw to Fedoni. You're just working the clock.
Get out of bounds,
It
though.
would be nice to get out. But then they come back. You run the ball here. You get the first down, so it stops the clock. You're sitting there with a little bit over 50 seconds to go. You got a shot, and you give your wide receiver a chance. And Barney made so many plays on this day, but this one, not quite making the play. And then, I know you said it, Damon. Flea kickers have gone the way for Nebraska. Not this time. Watch this ball just somehow go off this knee. It's emblematic of everything that's happened in Nebraska over the last 8 years. You see, the stats got even. Nebraska wins time possession after giving up 13 minutes in the first quarter. Everything kind of came around to even, but Nebraska falls 27-20, another 7-point loss.
Yeah, it's interesting. Did you get the sense, Jay? I'm curious. With all the late movement defensively, UCLA clearly had to have a tip on what Nebraska was doing. The late stemming and late moving, especially as the ball was snapped, you only do that if you know where they're going with
It's
the
having
ball.
that 2 weeks prepare, right?
No, and that's hard. You've seen a lot of defenses.
They had guys where they wouldn't even put a hand in the dirt.
They're standing up. You've seen the Baltimore Ravens did that a ton in the NFL. But yeah, it causes chaos and it causes communication issues amongst your front.
Let's get to the players of the game. Talk about that. 3 of them. Jacoby Barney Jr., we've talked about him a lot in the highlights. You see what kind of, well, actually, we got Isaiah Nair on there. Big day for him as well. Ty Robinson, very good day for him inside, made some nice plays. And then Brian Buschini with that boomer of a punt that got a great bounce that went, I think it was a 64 yards for that one. That was big as well. Let's take a deeper look into what happened in the game. We'll break it down in the huddle with Jay.
All right, welcome back to the huddle tonight, guys. 2 plays, 1 offensive, 1 defensive. First play is Nebraska started running the ball successfully later in the game. Now, this run play we're going to highlight here is a power G. The G scheme is the backside guards pulling, you get blocking down, but Nebraska's kind of in a unique set here. All 11 guys around line of scrimmage. So obviously this is an obvious rundown. You can even see Justin Evans, he's light in his stance. Not a lot of weight on those fingers. Usually means the guy's pulling or maybe in a pass play, but obviously in this situation, he's pulling. So as I roll the tape, you can see Nebraska does a really good job. I mean, you get the kick out. They have Elijah Judy in as a fullback. You don't mind him kind of tackling the guy here, but you get him on the kick out. Evans creates a nice space for Dowdell. You get this crease here. Everything else is sealed up in the backside. Everyone's doing their job, a really good job of execution. Dowdell hits that hole, hurdles a guy, again, tries to get over that next guy, but really, have they struggled sometimes in the run game, the power scheme has worked well. Now, defensively, UCLA used a lot of formation, and they use this toss crack play quite often, but they got Nebraska looking with bad eyes, and I always talk about eyes. That's very important. So I highlighted Princewell and Singleton up top. So as we roll this tape here, they fake the toss and bring back the tight end. Now, I talked about last week having playing on your shoulders parallel to the line of scrimmage to be able to come out. He does a fantastic job of this. So I'm highlighting the good, all right? He's executing well on the backside, so he can come out and play the boot and attack the quarterback. Now, the bad part, the bad eyes. Look at Singleton's eyes. He is looking completely on the other side of the field. He is not seeing the hi-hats. We call this elephants on parade. You got to be able to see this hi-hat to know this is not a toss play that they've gotten you on a couple times. This is a bootleg type of, someone's got to be coming back to me. His eyes need to be working back this way. It doesn't. He is really delayed. You can see now he's able to come out because his shoulders are parallel to the line of scrimmage. He's now stuck. Now he's realizing he's kind of in that oh no moment. He's got to come out. Just a little dump off to 88 here, which is one of their leading receivers. Ball's thrown behind the line of scrimmage, so now the wide receiver up top can block Tommy Hill. So now they're in business. But because of bad eyes, this defense, and they struggle at times with eyes, they got to do better of a little read and recognition and feeling the play develop overall.
Keys,
Yeah.
and the tight ends.
Yeah, you just, like I said, when I talk about being quick but not in a hurry, it just seems like they're just, you got to trust what you see and just don't, try to be quick to get somewhere, man. Just understand where your help is. And that's what happens. You get gashed on a couple plays and you want to overreact to it. And you got to be patient sometimes and trust what you see.
Coming up next on Big Red Wrap Up, our friend from KETV, Andy Kindy, will join us next. And we'll hear from Coach Rhule. But first, Hurrdat Sports has some picks from the game on Saturday. More to come.
I think my job is always to consider everything. I think part of that is, what are the problems? What are the issues? It's looking at everything. So I think one of the first things I'm doing this week is, I have a lot of friends in the business, had some outside people kind of come in and look at, hey, tell me what you see. And I think that's probably, at least in my history, one of the best things you can do is just have a fresh set of eyes look at it. And so I'm going to have some people that I trust look at both us on offense and on defense and kind of look at what we're doing and then go from there. I had a really good friend of mine, a person I've met since I've been here, text me and say, man, it must be frustrating. The team is so inconsistent. And to be quite honest with you, that's hard for me to hear. Like that's not what I want. I want us to be consistent. I want us to be, I'm a same guy every day. I do the best that I can. Same guy every day. And so I think I really have to look at my approach. You know what I mean? I think I have to really look at, the way that I'm doing things with our team.
All right, let's welcome in our friend Andy Kindy, sports director from KETV. So today, when you think everything's calm on a bye week, you get some news.
Well, I'd just like to thank you guys for having me. You couldn't have me after Colorado. At least it's not after Indiana, so thanks for that.
That is true. You're welcome.
Dana Holgorsen, how about that, huh? Well, I go back to Monday when Coach Rhule said, all options are open,
Yes.
and he's going to do anything in his power to make his team get on the right path, because obviously they're not on the right path, and they're scuttling on both sides of the ball, but offensively, obviously, is the thing that every Husker fan is talking about.
AK, when you look at this offense, we'll stick with that. You've seen what they were able to do early in the year and how the performance is now. Is it Dylan not seeing it being some freshman mistakes, or just concepts overall with this offense that everyone's just not operating efficiently enough to get this offense where it needs to go?
I think it's a bad combination of both. Think about the narrative before we went into the season. Are they going to have enough footballs to go around?
Yeah.
You know, you got Ja'Cory Barney, you got Nair, you got Banks, you got the running backs, you got Fedoni.
Carter Nelson?
Yeah, I mean, my goodness, now it's like they can't move the ball more than 10 yards. You know, I looked at a stat today, guys, that, you know, they want to run the ball, right? Okay, I get that. They want to run the ball. Did you know that they only have 2 rushes over 30 yards in Big Ten play? And neither one of those by a running back?
Yeah.
It's Ja'Cory Barney against Purdue and Dylan Raiola against Ohio State, who has the longest run in Big Ten play. So if you can't run the ball, what are you going to do to build off it? Because everything starts up front, as you guys know, on both sides of the ball. And against UCLA, they struggled to do both in terms of win the line of scrimmage, and I think that played a big role in them
They
losing.
only have 7 all season over 20.
7 rushes over 20
and they had
yards.
19 last year.
Yeah.
So the interesting thing about Holgorsen is because, you know, productivity kind of gets buried with the attempts, because they ran the ball 34 times.
Yes.
Which was more than they threw it on Saturday. So it's not that they don't want to run it. Maybe they don't know how to run it. If you only have like a 3 or 4 week fix and you're looking for insight, do you think it's more scheme related, like ideas? Or do you think it's like, hey, do it like this? Right?
That's a great question. Well, but Holgorsen has to have a wealth of knowledge. Obviously, he has been bringing in, he's been watching this team from afar, obviously keeping in contact with the head coach. This team has talent, obviously. This team has the ability to move the football. Now, how can they? You know, the offensive line wasn't great against UCLA. I mean, this is a team that didn't sack the quarterback, UCLA, and Dylan was running for his life a lot of the times, and they got Dylan on the ground 4 times. So that tells you something. So I don't know if it's schematics or if it's just putting the guys in the right position, because I do think they have enough talent. You know, whether it be Barney or Carter Nelson, there's a guy that hasn't been utilized enough, or, you know, just take your pick, Janarian Bonner, Banks, Nayor, just take your pick. But I go back to the running the game, the football. You got to run the football in the Big Ten Conference to win games, especially in November.
I know Pro Football Focus is not everything, but I believe only 1 or maybe 2 of those sacks were on the offensive line. They talked about the ball being held.
100%.
Yeah.
Like,
Some of them
we
were on
keep
the
hammering the offense, man.
Yeah.
Now, is it
I
guys
don't
not
know.
getting open, or is he just not seeing the field? That's the question. Now, I know on the pick 6, it was obvious to everybody watching that he just missed Fedoni.
Yeah, the whole press box went,
Everybody, when he rears back, he was like, he's wide open.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, not that guy.
yeah, the other guy.
Not that guy, the other guy. That's
Yeah.
20 yards down the field.
Yeah.
So I do think it's a combination of a young quarterback. We're watching growing pains as we speak. He doesn't have the benefit of experience because he got thrown into it. And but that being said, if you are this highly touted of a quarterback, you should be making some of the throws that comes with it. And I think, you know, when you watch the film, I think he would be the first to admit, yeah, you got to make plays like that, and you got to hit the open guy, and he missed the open guy on that pick 6, and it was costly because at halftime, did you guys go, wow, it's only 13-7?
Everybody said that.
It felt like 27-7.
Yeah.
And, you know, they're 1 possession back in this game.
Yeah.
They get the ball coming out of halftime, and that's the first play.
That
And
was the
it's just
conversation in the popcorn line.
so crushing.
Only 13-7.
AK, I've got to ask you, and don't let me influence you. Of the 4 positions on offense, of the 4 positions on the football field, offensively, offensive line is the least of my concerns. Quarterback has the most upside.
Yep.
But when I look at relative to what they're capable of versus the performance, I would go with wide receivers, then running backs, then quarterback play, then O-line.
Yeah, they haven't been terrible.
But everybody, I get it, the O-line could probably play better, but as critical as we are, sometimes I wonder what we're watching.
I agree. And when we've watched some of the holes that have opened, you know running backs as well as anybody. Yeah. you got to make somebody miss. You got to make
Blinders.
somebody miss at the second level.
I mean, am
How
I the
many
only one that
times
thinks
have
that?
Somebody guys
How
get
would you
tripped
rank the
up?
positions?
No, I think I said all season long, I think the offensive line is playing better than people think, but it's also the hardest thing for fans to judge. You
it
sit in
is.
an offensive line meeting and
Yeah,
you'll be
because
lost
most people
if
don't know.
if you don't know the game. And so it may look to some people that it's not going well, but when they're doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Well, when you can't run the football, people blame the offensive line.
Yep.
When you give up sacks, people blame the offensive line. But you said it. Dylan's hanging on the ball too long. Running backs are missing holes. Vision. The vision hasn't been great. I'm right with you. I think they play better, but I think
Sure.
this is, and they all can play better. But I think this is the least of my concerns offensively. Listen, Dylan had plenty of time to throw the football at Indiana, had plenty of time to throw the football at Ohio State. They're going to bring pressure. The teams are going to bring pressure. Now the scheme is out, right? And they bring pressure against a young quarterback. He's gonna struggle. Most quarterbacks do. But this offensive line has given him time, and I mean the execution there, just the double coming off by Evans on that guy picking him up. That's high level stuff being executed. It's just a little bit more schematic and getting people to operate as efficiently as possible. And maybe that's something that Holgorsen can do, even though he's an air raid guy, right?
Well, maybe he can also say, hey, Dylan, on this play, what are you looking at, X, Y, Z? Maybe you should look at, something else. Because I go back to that first series, that first 3 and out, which was so critical in looking back at that game. Whether it was the second down play where he throws across the middle, the guy was blanketed. Like, there's no way you're going to complete that pass. So maybe it's the decision making too, where you got to say, hey, maybe you're looking at the wrong places, and maybe go through your reads, or maybe this is what you look for rather than this. I don't know. And maybe a new set of eyes is good in what this offense needs.
I will say this. Ed Foley's benefiting from all this.
Yeah.
Because no one's talking about
Hey, look at
special
the shining
teams.
object, right?
I know I missed extra point, but still, you had a great punt, and they're doing okay in coverage for the most part. But out of everything that's troubling, what is most troubling for you going forward for USC in a week and a half?
Well, that they haven't put it together on all three phases. I think offensively they're sputtering, and you got to score points in this league, because we've seen as good as the defense has played at times, they haven't carried it over game to game. It just depends. You just don't know what defense you're going to get. When UCLA comes in with an offense that just can't run the football, and then they run the football for the most yards that they have all year long, they convert 5 first downs on those first 2 drives, which was so critical.
Yep.
And on the first 27 plays, 24 of the first 27 plays were UCLA because you couldn't get off the field. That's troubling. So I think it's kind of a collective thing. So I don't know if there's one thing that kind of jumps out at me and says, hey, we got to fix special teams. Yeah, you got to fix special teams. You haven't had a big return yet all year, really. No. You got to fix defense. You got to be more consistent on defense. And yeah, you got to move the football, and you got to run the football, and you got to stop the run.
Are you encouraged defensively with the adjustments that they are able to make on the fly? Because I think that sometimes we talk about the defense as though they're pretty top-notch, a lot of statistical categories, but we kind of left with a little sour taste in our mouth. I felt like they did a pretty good job of adjusting. It's hard to play good defense.
No question. And I think, as we saw in the second half, they played outstanding defense and gave the offense a position to win that game.
Several times.
Honestly, they made some big stops in that second half, which really gave Nebraska a chance, and that's all you're asking for. Yeah, did they start slow? Of course. Did they not get off the field? Of course not. They didn't get off the field. But in the end, after halftime, they were able to stop UCLA and slow down Garbers, who was a very underrated quarterback. Yeah. But they put themselves in position to win the game. That's all you can ask for. Matt Rhule talks about it. Hey, in the Big Ten, you want to have the football with a chance to win or at least tie and send it, and that's what they had. So I thought they made terrific adjustments, not just this past week, but I think in a bunch of weeks this season with Tony White.
Our sideline survey this week is, what do you think is going to happen over the next 3 games?
Yeah.
0-3, 1-2, 2-1. What's your feel?
I feel they're going to go at least 1-2. I'm a glass half full guy. DB knows that. Glass half full.
Yeah.
In all senses of the word.
Yeah.
Possibly 2-1. And here's the thing. I think USC, this is a desperation bowl between these two teams.
Definitely.
No question these two teams need a win without a doubt. With all the changes being made in the next week and a half, who knows what the team Nebraska is going to come out with. So I think that's kind of an X factor, and I think this is the year they get Wisconsin. Wouldn't that be interesting and kind of ironic that the team that puts them over the hump in terms of bowl eligibility would be Wisconsin, the old thorn in their side, because Wisconsin, talk about a mess. They have no idea what's going on in Madison, too. They've got 3 games left as well, and I think a lot of people are kind of scratching their heads and wondering, hey, are we going to get to a bowl? They got Oregon, Nebraska, and then Minnesota. They're looking at their schedule and say, shoot, Nebraska's the most winnable game out there.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a fascinating last 3 weeks.
What's it been, 19 years or something was less than they had a losing record?
Wisconsin,
yeah.
almost 20 years, yeah.
They gave up 300 yards. We know Iowa can run the ball.
320 plus.
And I know one of your favorite players in the Big Ten, but 320.
Listen, Caleb Johnson, he's incredible.
Caleb Johnson should be mentioned in.
He should be in the Heisman
absolutely
discussion.
100%.
Yep.
He's been carrying that team.
He's also like 70% of their offense.
And don't you think Iowa's benefited from that quarterback change?
Just
Captain
a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
That running threat, and I think that's what's going to, the USC thing.
Yeah.
We're talking about USC changing quarterbacks. I think a quarterback that has the ability to run really gives Nebraska fits at times, and I think that's something to keep an eye on as we move up.
Yeah, my quote's always, it gives everyone problems.
Yeah.
You know, but we've seen it with Nebraska, right? We saw it we saw it in the Illinois game.
Well,
we saw Garbers.
Look at early. Garbers and McGahee had a clear line to bring him down, and he just does a little move, and boom, he gets the first down to extend the drive.
Play a lot of man-to-man, that'll happen.
So Wisconsin's the one that you think is the biggest lock. Out of Iowa, USC might be the other one?
Well, I don't like Kinnick at night. You know, Kinnick's a different
They've been
place.
good.
It's a different beast at night. But I think right there in front of you, I think if they can come, if Nebraska can come out and play like they did at Ohio State, which, you know, if you trend here, Indiana, Ohio State, you feel like, hey, we're back on the upswing, right? So maybe this is a performance that they put it all together out west. I think all bets are off. I think that crowd's going to be lackluster at best in the afternoon, on a Saturday afternoon. It's homecoming. Again, by the way, another opponent that they're playing on a homecoming Saturday. I think that they can, I know USC is talented, but so is, I think Nebraska has some horses too. And if they can figure it out, maybe they can put it all together against USC. Again, glass half full.
Yeah. Andy, we appreciate it. Enjoy your bye week.
Thanks, you too.
All right, coming up, we'll have the top plays that you picked online. We'll also take a look around the Big Ten and have new college ball playoff rankings. But first, Herd at Sports has some pictures from this game and from the season. More to come. All right, welcome back to Big Red Wrap Up. It's time for our top plays. You voted on these. At 3, Heinrich Carberg making a play on 4th down in the 4th quarter, 24-yard pass to Isaiah Neyor. Then, number 2, Isaiah Neyor again, getting his feet down in the end zone for the touchdown catch, giving Nebraska 14 points. Just perfect footwork getting this down. That's an NFL catch as well. And then number 1, Dylan Raiola, the first play where Nebraska actually got things going this, I won't call it a Hail Mary, but he threw it in a spot where I thought it was going to be an interception, but great job by Barney coming all the way across the field and making that play to get Nebraska there, leading up to the first score of the game. Welcome back. Time to talk some recruiting. We are live inside the Big Red Wrap-Up studio at Nebraska Public Media. I'm Michael Severe. Sean Callahan joining us. So Dana Holgorsen comes on board. Coach is going to be going on the road. Do you think that's kind of a selling point?
Yeah, I think there's a lot there. I mean, when you look at just the future direction of what you want to do, I mean, the next month is your future. You have the transfer portal opening. You have signing day. So if this is the direction you're going, you have some tangible evidence. Yes, we are addressing some of the issues that we have on offense. It could be Dana Holgorsen as the new play caller, new offensive coordinator, with Dylan Raiola at the quarterback position. So this will be a development to watch. I don't expect Dana Holgorsen, he's not going to be on the road recruiting this week or anything like that. But I just think his presence in the building alone is clearly a big piece of what could be the next move.
Let's talk about our featured recruit.
Yeah, our featured recruit tonight, Malcolm Simpson, a defensive lineman out of Texas, a 4-star. You know, when you look at his overall size and body makeup, moves very, very well. You like almost his size at this point because you know he could easily put on another 20 to 30 pounds very quickly. But when you watch Malcolm Simpson, this is a Terrence Knighton guy that he was in on from the very get-go. Teams like Texas and some others, you know, initially were trying to flip him from Nebraska, but right now Malcolm Simpson remains a Husker, and I would imagine we'll see Husker coaches down to see him here this week.
Give me Galveston, guys. It's a hard knock life down there. It's not easy. It's not like playing in Houston. Those are tough kids. In-state recruit, Caprice Keith.
Yeah, Caprice Keith from Bellevue West, son of former NFL Benson Bunny Ken Keith.
Yep.
You know, and his grandfather was a former Husker running back as well back in the day. But early offer from Iowa State at this point for Caprice Keith. Great size, great length. When you look at him, the way he runs and the way he moves, it will be interesting to see what his January looks like. You know, because that's the month where you'll start to see a lot of activity for the 2026s, and you know what kind of attention and maybe what kind of early offers he might get. The Iowa State one came a long time ago. Remember, he's also related to Breece Hall, so he's got some lineage tied to Iowa State, and you know he's definitely a guy on Nebraska's radar. I think the Husker staff would like to see him run though. They have not been able to really, this summer he didn't run at camp or work out at camp, so that will be a big piece, I think, for him with Nebraska, is kind of gauging his speed and how it translates.
Sean, we appreciate it. Let's take an early look at this week's sideline survey. How do you think the Huskers will finish out the season? Right now, 3-0, just 5%, 20% for 2-1, 1-2's got 37%, and leading it now, negative Nellies. 0-3, 38% of folks say 0-3. This week around the Big Ten, the Indiana Hoosiers are now 9-0 for the first time ever. On the other end, USC has dropped to 4-5, not what the Trojans expected, coming into conference. College ball rankings are out, came out tonight, just about 6:30. The conference has 4 teams in the top. Let's take a look at that list of teams that are available. Like Oregon at number 1, not surprised. Ohio State at number 2. Penn State at number 7, and Indiana at number 8 is where they have them ranked. Thoughts about the college ball playoffs? First blush, seeing what you saw.
Well, Indiana is just getting no love. I think we have some bias, obviously, because they kicked our butts, but
they kicked everyone's butt.
Yeah, they have. They are. You're right. But they deserve a much higher ranking than that. I'm sorry. I mean, you can't give Penn State ranked higher than them right now. Give me a break. So, no, that's. Not surprised with those teams, but Indiana deserves a better ranking than that.
I agree. They beat Penn State.
There's been no close games.
I can say that as a Penn State fan, since I was 6, they beat Penn State.
Yeah.
There's no doubt in my mind about that.
If they beat Ohio State, the question is how far do they jump up?
Right.
At that point. But then they'll get their chance. They'd play Oregon for the Big Ten championship. And man, the stakes to get that first round bye in the playoffs are huge.
Look at those matchups, though. I mean, have we been dreaming about this?
Oh,
this is kind of what we've been dreaming
Can't
about.
wait.
Does a 2-loss Ohio State get in?
Yeah, I think
question.
they do. I think they do. With their schedule strength, I think they do.
I maybe after last weekend, since it was such a debacle for
Yeah.
the top 25.
Yeah,
but
I think they do.
I don't know.
Yeah, you're saying not making the Big Ten championship game and only having.
What about Colorado, guys? If they win out, they could find themselves in from the Big 12 and get the bye.
Yeah, right now you have Iowa State and BYU at the top of that, but you've got an opportunity. Obviously, Iowa State, I believe in Kansas State play last game of the season, so definitely. Our game day photo winner is Kim Bunning from Hastings. Some great shots from a diehard Husker fan. You can see that. That's a nice shot of an ear and then the field right behind it. That's pretty cool. And another shot of Herbie shooting the T-shirts out of the cannon. Everybody's song is playing during that part. Everybody loves that song. We'll be sending you a Nebraska Public Media Sports T-shirt. Make sure to follow us on Facebook and X to submit your game day photo and get some free stuff. In social media, only one this week because it pretty much sums it up. America, it's the race to 270. Nebraska fans, I just take 24 points at this point. Yeah, the way the defense plays, you give me 24 points, I feel pretty good. The defense is giving up 19.
Right.
So I feel pretty good with 24.
Absolutely.
There's no doubt about that. We'll get some viewer questions, but your feeling when you look at what you see people thinking of 0-3 to
Yeah. Listen, I can't blame them. It's how this season started off on such a high with how the Colorado game went. And obviously you had the one slip up against Illinois, but you kind of bounced back against Purdue and in the Rutgers game. And then, Indiana happened. And then, it was a realization check for you, but the Ohio State performance, okay, maybe, and myself included. All right, they learned their lesson from Indiana. They didn't prepare the right way, maybe tried to do a little too much, didn't respect the opponent. But then you have this, and maybe UCLA is better than what we thought. Maybe I didn't give enough credit, but just how that game started has people very, very perplexed and confused. And I expected them to perform much better offensively. They didn't. Defensively got to a slow start, got their act together, but it was just a little too late. The thing is even with those penalties, Nebraska got those 3 touchdowns after penalties by UCLA. That game could have looked vastly different as well, and that's probably what's the most alarming to Nebraska fans right now.
Yeah, 3 unsportsmanlike conduct. Damon, one of the guys that gets a lot of guff on social media, it's Coach Garrett McGuire, because he's young, right? But you're around the team, you see those guys. He did a heck of a job last year with some young receivers, right? What do you think about the job that Garrett McGuire's doing?
Yeah, so I think the big deal here is that we don't talk enough about is just accountability within the room, right? It's not a knowledge thing. I don't think it's a teaching style thing. I think it's about the ability to set the standard in the room for not only the caliber of play, but you know what? It's not about who's been acquired and what it's about with NIL. It's about who's productive and to play those guys. And I think if you recalibrate control within that room, those guys will be just fine because it's not an aptitude issue with Coach McGuire. I think it's just, wide receivers, I'm one of them, I'm running back. We're just we're prima donnas by nature.
Yeah.
Right? So it takes a little to corral us. And I think it takes a certain temperament, too.
Sean, Bob on X wants to know, how long has this been in the works with Dana Holgorsen that you can figure it out?
Oh, well, he came to visit Nebraska in January,
right,
as we know, but it was so close to when he had just left coaching at Houston. I don't think at that point he was ready to jump back in when whatever opportunity was out there, whether that was to be in the quarterback coach, passing game coordinator role. Also, I think Dana Holgorsen wants to be a play caller, wants to be an offensive coordinator again. What's unknown is when did he leave TCU? Because I've had some people suggest that he may not have been at TCU for the last couple of weeks. So how long has he kind of been out there? I think Matt Rule obviously has had communications with Dana. They have the same agent. So there's definitely some similar channels there between the two coaches. And Matt Rule wants to get this right as much as anybody. And it's all hands on deck to get to six wins at this point.
Hey, Tyler wants to know, you sent an email, why do we play so far off the receivers on defense?
Well, it depends on the court. I get that question all the time. It's like, I was watching some buddies and they asked the same question. Like, it's all dependent on coverage. You're playing quarters coverage, man. You're not face to face. You're not right
pressing
up there, man. You got that old back, everything behind you. That's yours. You got to protect it, and it's just depending on. Listen, and it's so frustrating.
And they still
people,
have to fit in the run game too.
Yeah. So sometimes you're in quarters coverage, and they make a simple 5-yard out route, and they catch it. Hey, you get them out of bounds. Hey, that's good. You rinse it, and you're just like, all right. It's tough for people to realize, but it's all based on coverage, and you got to. Sometimes they'll show up tight, they'll back off, but it's completely 100% based on the certain coverages they're in.
Rolling the safeties down
correct.
too. Charles wants to know, Damon, you talked about this a little bit earlier. He said it takes a big person to admit they need some help. I think what Coach Rule did shows that he is committed to being with a team and not just an individual.
Yeah, 100%. I talked about the 3 characteristics that are my favorite. He's other-centered, so he cares about what's going on around him. He's competitive, so he's going to make the necessary changes, and he's self-aware. And when you have those 3 things, you give yourself a chance to have success. And he has all the ingredients I want, and I'm all in. And I agree. takes a big man to say, hey, give me a different set of eyes. I'm usually pretty good. This is unique to me. What am I missing? I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Sean, obviously wasn't a great performance. Had some visitors in town. How did that go in terms of like a Chase Lofton?
Yeah, unfortunately, I think it impacted. I thought Nebraska was trending to get Chase Lofton, kind of lock that up, but you just left Lincoln with a sour taste. Now Chase Lofton is reportedly looking at Missouri and A&M as well. So there are other suitors that are going to drive that market up. I think NIL will be a big piece in this. And, I'm never worried about tight ends, though. I mean, there are more tight ends in this area than any state in the country.
Per capita, sure.
So, look, if they don't get him, they're going to be just fine because of the tight ends that are available in this region and the guys they're already in on for 2026.
Do they need to use Harbor more to get the run game going?
That's potential, right? You just want teams to have to prepare and play with all 11 defenders on the field, right? There's no free safety when your quarterback's in the run game. So maybe one of the things that Nebraska can do to get the run game going is to find another complementary piece in the backfield other than the running back to be a viable threat.
And big men, you don't want to be running around after this quarterback, right?
No. Yeah, chasing. And when you are facing a mobile quarterback as a defensive lineman, you got to be really on point with technique, especially fitting on backside of action.
And he and Harburger are about the same size.
They are. He's a big dude. Get to your burning question, Sean.
My burning question is, can Matt Rule get this team to believe? Can they believe that they can get this done over some rocky waters here? Because this has been a rough 3 weeks for Nebraska, and now they've got 3 more weeks to prove that they can get this thing done.
Hey, at what account will you take in accountability? Like that's the huge thing. It's top to bottom. It's coaches, it's players, and it's support staff. Own your part, and will you be accountable?
Yeah, I think Holgerson's getting the attention, but Nebraska did bring in a guy to help out defensively as well.
Coach No, yeah.
Yeah, so I want to see, obviously the focus is on the offense, but how does this defense, they've been good and pretty good all year, but how does this kind of help on the backside in the secondary when you lost your secondary coach, early in the year, and you have a new guy? So just to clean that stuff up as well will be huge.
Coach Rule is always making adjustments. He's not actually been that great coming out of buys. He struggled against Indiana. I think he's going to do some different things, so he's much better. The team's much better coming out of the bye. Don't forget to head to our website or Facebook page or X account and click on the prediction. Jay, Shaw, and I will tell you exactly what to expect for the rest of the season. The next game, of course, is against USC at 3 p.m. on Saturday the 16th on Fox. And then Tuesday night, Big Red Wrap-Up will look forward to the USC game and be joined by some special guests. Athletic Director Troy Dannon will join the show, and Heisman Trophy winner Eric Crouch, live on World, Facebook Live, and YouTube Live at 7 p.m. And you can catch the re-air at 10 p.m. on Nebraska Public Media. And all day Saturday, we'll have volleyball for you at Nebraska Public Media starting at 9 a.m. for all the state championship games. And don't forget to check out Nebraska High School Classics anytime on youtube.com/Nebraska Public Media. Our thanks to Andy Kendi for being with us. For Jay Moore, Damon Benning, and Sean Callahan, I'm Michael Severe. We'll see you next week on Big Red Wrap-Up.